Everybody, February is going out and March is coming in, and there's been a lot of changes in the game, so I think this is going to be a great schedule to watch. All the events, because Valhalla came in, are now changed around. And if you don't watch these videos, feel free to use my calendars. This is my second take. I like doing the Hero of the Month before the calendar, and I jumped in this month. But I always want to thank the people I take the materials from. And I don't always do a good job. I see a lot of YouTubers who do a much better job of thanking their sources than I do. And my sources for this video are Zartanis, who writes the calendar. It's in the forums for SG. If you basically do a Google search of Empires and Puzzles February 2021 schedule, you should find it. If you don't find it in the search results, just go to images and it should pop up somewhere in the very top results. Aeon Gaming is who I take my Hero of the Month images from. He does a video on the Hero of the Month before it comes out, and he usually gets the image, which I struggle to find. So hopefully I'm not breaking any SG rules or copyright rules by taking his image out of his video and putting it in slow. It's still in English. His video, I believe, is in Spanish. So if you understand Spanish, he might be a good source of information on the Hero of the Month. And he does it pretty early. I'm usually pretty late on these videos, so he's usually ahead of me on that. I've had this picture for a few days and procrastinated a little bit on the video. Let's jump in. I like talking about what happened last month. This month was kind of weird. I really hoped to beat the Ninja Tower, and I didn't. I ran into item shortages as the number one factor I would blame for my loss. I had the heroes, and I just didn't play smart when the curses started coming in around level 25. I think I got through the low 20s with no curses, and then they just start pouring in. But let's take a look. I always like to credit my weak roster for me not succeeding at the Ninja Tower. But my roster is looking pretty strong. I'm loving my blues. Probably my favorite color right now. That second row down. My purples are strong. My reds are coming along. I had a great pull, which I might post when I post this video. I had 2 Elenas and the purple 4-star ninja at the Ninja Tower. Roster's coming along, but item shortages, I don't tell people to watch out for item shortages, but now I will. There's that purple hero. And I've been getting the Hero of the Month steadily. Last month I said I didn't get the Hero of the Month and I wasn't going to. I made the video in the last hours of the last day of the month, and then with minutes to go on the end of the day, I pulled Bertilla, the Hero of the Month. I really need yellow, so I almost don't think I'm getting the Hero of the Month this month. My yellows show extreme weakness. That's another reason I lost the tower, because there was a lot of purple stacks early on, and I just didn't have the yellows to match. And I found myself fighting some fights and losing like my best Bold Tusk and Black Knight in the same fight from curses. So they went in once and they never came out again. It was a tough Ninja Tower. I really want to beat that. It's one of my goals in the game. But I got to 49. I am pretty sad because I went all in. But I did run into material shortages. My Forge is building things, so I can't exactly show you. But I can show you I ran my crude iron out, which was a costly mistake. I didn't see it coming. I use arrows for everything. I'm running out of common herbs because I was feeding them into the alchemy lab. Good advice is even out your item usage. Use banners instead of maybe small health potions. Basically on every Titan I bring arrows, and I bring them on like basic PvE fights, because they're an easy way to get through fights just using a lot of arrows. And in challenge events I fire a load of arrows because they're the cheapest item, and that's cost me. It cost me my crude iron, which makes tornadoes. Four crude iron to the tornado. Common herbs go in most health potions, so I gotta mix it up with medium-sized ones now, and it's just tougher. Wasn't expecting famine on items. Right now we have Valhalla Forever going on. It's tricky. I don't know how to farm. The pro tip I gave in my last video was that I'm going to try and level during this Valhalla Rises. I think you should always try and level if you're over 50 during Valhalla Forever, Atlantis Rises, or the challenge event. My favorite place to level being the challenge event. For 1 energy, you can get a full farm of items. It doesn't farm food and iron, which is a pain, but you get feeder heroes, you get most of the items and most of the stuff you get from levels, except food and iron. So I like leveling during challenge events Atlantis Rises and Valhalla Forever. I'm not sure about this Valhalla Forever thing. It's better than nothing, but it's only... I'm trying to figure out Valhalla Forever versus Atlantis Rises, and I know Anchor did a live stream, and I just didn't catch it. I was pretty busy yesterday. It's something to debate. I knew all the levels, and I knew where I liked to farm for Atlantis Rises, and I don't know that for this event yet, so that's tricky too. I'm working my way through HotM on hard. I've beaten the easy mode because I just followed along with the story. That's what I've got there. Level during challenge. Atlantis Rises or Valhalla, it's more bang for the level. You're going to get much more payout for your world energy because there's discounted costs and more items. And it's just a much better deal. More XP, more payout. You'll level a lot quicker for that 50 energy. Well, I get 50 energy for that level of energy that corresponds to your game level. Let's get into the hero of the month, and if I missed anything, I'll probably jump back to it later. Hero of the month in March is Malicna. I want to say Milcina, but it's Malicna, I think. Image from Aeon Gaming. He does a video. I believe it's in Spanish. If you understand Spanish, maybe check it out. So, she has 2 effects always. One effect that's constant and one effect that's alternate. I'm looking at her card I downloaded this a few days ago, so I looked it over really quickly. The art's kind of cool. We don't have that many... Oh, she's a cleric. I thought she was a wizard or a sorcerer by the look in the wizard book. I really thought she was a wizard because the wizard emblem... Because the wizard image is a sorcery book. The book made me positive she was a wizard, but she's a cleric, and we have quite a few good clerics. Don't know if she's getting emblems now. And I have Glenda, so my wizard emblems are going to Glenda. So she's a cleric. Her attack is high. Her defense is pretty even with her attack, and her health is good. It's good stats. I like it. Basically, what she does, she's a wild card. She's not a bad wild card like Aunt Danzaburo. There's no bad effect there. There's one good effect with an alternate effect. So this is a good special. I'm gambling B+. Haven't really seen it. I don't grade the best. I'm fairly good at it. I've been playing the game a long time. I don't see what's going to make her an A in this right now. Maybe we'll change that by the end of the card, but I'm guessing BB+. 220, basically she's like, is it Aaron or Rumpelstiltskin? But actually they get one of the same, it's weird. She's kind of a new class. So let's read the special before I keep backspinning. Deals 225 damage to the target and a nearby enemies each time. Then random one of these effects casts with it. You only get one of the secondary effects. Alternate 1. The target and nearby enemies get negative 54 defense for 3 turns. They get negative 54 attack for 3 turns. And they get negative 24 mana for 3 turns. That is the best you can get. That's the one you want. It's the good Danzaburo. It's the good effect. That's the one you always want to get. Alternate 2 isn't nearly as good. It's negative 12 defense for 3 turns. It's not all that great. It's something, but it's not. And alternate 3 is they get negative 12 attack for 3 turns. So the alternate 2 and 3 are very weak, and you always want to get the alternate number 1. 54 defense is kind of crazy. 54 attack is kind of crazy. That hurts the target and nearby enemies. That's a great move. So this is our Hero of the Month. I'm really hoping I get this month's Hero of the Month. I really need yellows. I'm almost counting myself out. I'm not doing any 10 pulls. I might pull an Epic Hero token, but I like using those during Spring Bow. I recommend saving Epic Hero tokens for the seasonal events. They just have a lot more worth then, because the seasonal heroes are better than a Season 1 hero. If for some reason Censure's method proves true, that's when you pull really good things with silver coins. It means your luck is up. Typically, the good things you pull with a coin are not 2-star heroes. They are 2-star troops, and my phone isn't set for this. If you pull 2 2-star troops in a row, a 2-star or higher troop, if you pull a 3-star troop, if you pull 3-star heroes, that's typically when you go for it. It's basically, true Censure's method is only based on troops. If you pull multiple 2-star plus troops, that's when you pull your best spins. That's when you do 10 pulls, and it predicts, if you believe superstition, you get a 5-star. A lot of the better gamers don't believe it. I kind of believe it. It feels like I get more 5 stars when I do it that way. I haven't heard of anybody doing the stats for it. I mean, I started recording, and then one time I pulled like all 1 stars in a row, and I pulled a 5-star. So there's always going to be randomness in the game, plays tricks with our heads. But Censure's method, a lot of people, Anchor made videos about it. A lot of the gamers actually use it when they do their pulls. So, I had a good pull last month. I got Elena, Amatrine, the Purple Ninja, in a 10 pull. I've never gotten 2 of the same 5-star in a 10 pull. I didn't have Elena, so it was nice. My reds are coming along. Let's take a look at the monthly calendar. We've looked at my base, screenshots. The event is Wonderland. Let's talk about the monthly calendar as it's changed. Let's see if we can get my phone to rotate. I realized recently that I find my calendars, because I go back in my videos. I used to, and I don't remember it being hard to see. But when I go back to my own videos to refer to my own calendars, I end up going to the downloads because it's just a lot easier to see the download. You can get these videos, these images, Aeon Games for the Hero of the Month. He does it before I do typically because I take from him. And then to get these calendars, I typically would type March 2021 Empires and Puzzles events into Google. If it doesn't show up on the first screen, you then hit images. Zerantis does these calendars. Zerantis does a great job. There was somebody else before him. He came in recently, probably in the last 6 months. The image calendars were a new thing. They were a nice upgrade. I don't have to think as much to read. I can kind of look at the pictures and talk along with it, and it's quite a bit easier. So big changes this month. This month might be one of the better months to listen to my calendar or look over the calendar. They put in Valhalla Forever, and they're putting in Season 4 next month. That caused them to rotate all the events around. People at the end of this month were like, are we still getting Valhalla Forever? Are we still getting the Mythic Titan? Both of which are in there, and the Mythic Titan just came in a few hours ago, and Valhalla Rises is finishing up in about 2 days, 1.5 days, tomorrow night, soon. But we got all our events this month. I'm liking the events. Some people think it's event overload and there's just too much to do all the time. I'm a newer player at about 1.25 years now. I like the game a lot. I enjoy it. Let's talk about March's calendar. Monday the 1st, we have nothing. Monday the 2nd, we have Far Home Pass, which gets you gloves in your tombs. I always do this. Ascension mats are hard to come by. The experience on quest events is usually good. Let's see. We should be coming to the end of a Path of Valor too. We should have the Path of Valor we're on now end and a new one start this month, I believe. I could be wrong. It could be the very 1st of April. It could be the Path of Valor. But with that being said, on the 3rd we have the Trials of Mysticism, which gets us Wizard and Sorcerer emblems. The 4th is the Tavern of Legends, and it runs through the 7th. I have never failed the Tavern of Legends. The only thing I fail is the Ninja Tower to get to the top, and I'm getting better at it slowly. Other mistakes I made this Ninja Tower where I can use Miracle Scrolls. They're extremely handy. I've been feeding them in the Alchemy Lab, my Miracle Scrolls, but they're actually a handy item early on. I should have been using those instead of Tornadoes at times. Okay. 3rd through the 7th is the Tavern of Legends. I just went off on a Ninja Tower tangent because the Tavern of Legends and the Ninja Tower switch up every other month, so I associate them with each other. Tavern of Legends, not very problematic. Just use your weaker teams early on and your stronger teams later on. If you write it on paper, it helps. I have a notebook of how I did it. I don't have to do that anymore. I have plenty to spare when I beat it. The first ones were tricky. A loss would have ruined the whole thing. If you ever have questions on how you would beat it, I'm on Discord. I'm on here. Shoot me a comment. I'll be happy to help you with your roster. I might be able to write out some things for you. I have a Discord site for this that isn't really getting used. If you're new to the game, as the Tavern of Legends is ending on the 7th, we have the Trials of Serenity, which give us Ranger and Paladin emblems. What I really need is Rogue emblems for my Frag, which are coming soon after this. So 7th is Trials of Serenity. Atlantis Rises is on the 8th through the 10th. The featured heroes are Anzog, Mlozi. Mlozi's kind of cool. I need yellows. Atmos, who's really hard tank. He's really actually good at taking characters down. He hits all. He revives himself. And Cage to Burrow. I'd love Cage to Burrow too. I talked about the Path of Valor ending. It looks like it ends on the 9th during Atlantis Rises. Atlantis Rises is still a great farming event. I thought I was going to use every flask I had. I came into this Valhalla Forever with 17 flasks. I expect to get down to about 10. I expect to level, and I'm at about 200,000 energy till I level. I expect to use a good mix of flasks in the challenge events and the two seasonal events, we're going to call them. Season 2 and Season 3. And there's Season 4 coming out at the end of this month, but we'll get into that when I hit it. So the 7th through the 10th is Atlantis Rises. I've said that. We went through the heroes. On the 10th, we also have the Trials of Survival, which are great emblems for me. You get Barbarian emblems, and you get Rogue emblems. That feeds my Frigg Rogue emblems. There's always something going on. This is kind of sick, this calendar. I'm liking the continuity of events. Some people don't like having events shoved down their throat constantly. Soon after the Atlantis Rises ends, we have the Masquerade costume quest. I am furious at this. I did a 10 pull. I got Chow, a hero I haven't leveled yet. I got Chow's costume. It looks kind of cool. I'm just not getting Bull Tusk. I'm not getting Hero. I have Elkanin and Caitlyn costume, which is better than a lot of people in my alliance who do better than me have. They've never gotten a 5-star costume. I find the odds there. If you're a young player, you should do the costume pulls because they give your roster versatility. Costumes don't take space in your roster, and in essence, it gives you a deeper roster and it gives you stronger characters. Costume is a great place to pull. I still believe that. Just my luck there has been bad. So don't listen to me and not pull there. But I'm upset I got mostly 3s. And even the 3s are cool. My Kalani costume is sick. You can mix it with the Gunnar and then the allies get really strong. So you can use... I don't remember which and which because there's 4 options here with Gunnar costume and Kalani costume. But you use them to the effect that one does shared damage and shared effects to the enemies, and one does less damage and shared less damage to the allies. And that is a huge boost for tournaments. So costumes are pretty sick. I think I need to work my 3 stars. This phone needs to be set up for these videos. I was saying costumes can be pretty sick. They give versatility to your rosters. This phone isn't properly set for these videos. I'm recording. I just needed to make sure of that too. Sorry for the technical difficulties during the costume chamber description. Costumes are great. There's a lot of new ones. Every character in Season 1 has a costume. I should announce they're making costumes for the seasonal characters. Season 2, Season 3 event characters. I think they might do events and Heroes of the Month costumes first. I'm not even sure, but they definitely said they will do costumes moving forward. They will keep doing costumes. So they're going to costume your event heroes. Again, I love the costumes. I think they're great. I haven't had luck in the costume chamber. I had luck early on, which was better than luck later on. It's better to have your roster built, and it's better to have the capital banked than it is to get it later. I would rather get things earlier and have them leveled than later, and it's just my philosophy, I guess. Costume chamber. Featured heroes. I need yellows. I actually have Justice at level 3. I have Leonidas Max. That's one of 2 5-star yellows. I have Inari. So the Masquerade costume quest goes the 11th, and the chamber is open through the 13th. It's like 2.25 days. It's like 2 days. During that time, it's the 10th through the 13th, we have Shiloh Desert, which gives you darts and orbs. The darts are important. On the 13th, 14th, we have Valhalla Forever again. So Valhalla and then Valhalla. There's no other seasons, and there's Atlantis Rises between the 2 Valhallas. Still like farming at Atlantis Rises. I'm not a fan of using loot tickets, and I've used tons of loot tickets this Valhalla forever. It guarantees the levels get done. I think around 310 is where you should stop autoing, and I think you can do the levels before Season 3, Province 3, Level 10. I think that's where it gets really hard. That's like the knockoff for where you should auto. I think I heard that from Empires and Puzzles books. And even I had trouble doing 310 on auto. I looked at my game and it was struggling. Characters were dead and I took over the auto. So I'm using lots of loot tickets. I had about 1,600. I'm probably in the 1,400s now. I don't like using my loot tickets in case work gets busy. I like having them banked. I use them to get Path of Valor stuff that I don't want to do done. I typically have reasons and my reservations about using loot tickets. People have their philosophies in life and what the best loot ticket use is. Mine is keep the auto button pressed and use loots when work is busy or when life permits. I don't like doing the Path of Valor things like the special seasons. I just like getting them done at the end of the day before Path of Valor runs out, so that's how I do those. I do the really hard levels. I do the last levels of Atlantis on hard mode to get the most XP with loot tickets. So, I mean, those cost the most energy, so it's an efficient use of loot tickets. So we have our ways of using our loot tickets. Sometimes people are busy during a raid chest and they use them for that, and I can see that. Let's see. So you run out of the costume chamber. You have like 3/4 of a day free. There isn't much blank space except at the beginning of the month on this calendar. Then you go to Valhalla Forever on the 14th, which runs through the 16th. Featured heroes are Tyr, Norns, and Frigg. Tyr and Frigg are great characters. You want to pull them. It's a good place to do a 10 pull. Season 3 characters are great right now. You might actually want to save for Season 4. But the characters, there will only be a few because they should introduce characters incrementally as Season 4 goes on. So it might not be the best time to pull in Season 4. This may be the month for Season 3 pulls. So as we said, Season 3, Valhalla Forever is the 14th through the 16th. During that time, we have the Trials of Piety for Monk and Cleric emblems. The day after it ends, the 17th, we have Trials of Decimation for Fighter and Wizard emblems. Then we have the Riddles of Wonderland. The only character I've ever gotten from that is the Captain of Diamonds. One of the worst characters in an event. I haven't leveled him. He could be good. He takes out minions, and there's minion wars now, so something to consider. Even if I say a character is bad and I look at the grades, it doesn't always mean it. They all have their scenarios. He may be very good for the wars with minions. He may be very good for minion wars. Everybody said Grimble was bad and he became good. The meta's always shifting and changing. The reflect color of Wonderland is green. Wonderland starts the 18th and it runs through the 23rd, 22nd. It runs through the 22nd when the Mythic Titan starts. The Mythic Titan starts exactly on the end of it. There are events going off during Wonderland. I will do a Wonderland slide after this. The slides are getting quicker and quicker because it feels like I do them more and more, but I also have to remember there are some new players coming to the game. We do tend to forget that as older players. It looks like on the 21st there's Trials of Nature for Druid and Ranger emblems. On the 22nd, as the Wonderland is going out and the Mythic Titan is coming in, you have the Morlovia quest for tabards and tool traps to send your 5-star purples. So as I was saying, the Mythic Titan is coming in on the 22nd and it goes through the 24th. We have the Mythic Titan now, and good luck with those. Have your items ready. Get your best scores. The prizes there are huge. Let's talk some more about the Ninja Tower. In my quest for the Ninja Tower, a lot of my guildmates, alliance mates don't care about the Ninja Tower because the prizes are just so bad. For me, it's the only event I can't beat, so it's like beating a video game because I can't do it right now. I came close. I ran short on supplies. People are hitting like 1.7 million. I just heard Empires and Puzzles books talking about it the other night, that the scores are getting crazier and crazier because the rosters are getting deeper and creep is happening and players are climbing it better and better. I do well. I get top 50K. I mean, I just can't top it out. I don't think I get too many curses and don't have the roster. If I'd realized to use Miracle Scrolls earlier and save Tornadoes for later, if I saw my shortages coming, like I ran out of crude iron and I ran out of herbs. I didn't run out of herbs. I've never run out of herbs, but common herbs. But I mean, you just want to see shortages coming and you want to mix up your item uses. Miracle Scrolls are great. They bring your heroes back. You can heal them with mana, and you can save your team. It'll save you frustration. Towards the end is probably where you want to use Tornadoes. Time stops are good too. When the ninjas' mana start to full, use a time stop. I had to because I ran out of Tornadoes. But a good mix of items is important. Time stops aren't going to get rid of curses, where tornadoes and hurricanes are going to get rid of curses. But you also want these items for the Mythic Titan, and the Mythic Titan is going to pay out a lot more than the Ninja Tower. So challenge events use items. A lot of events, if you want to do well in them, take a lot of items. Lots of people use lots of items. So you have to realize that there's a challenge event now right before a Mythic Titan. I thought I was complaining a lot to my alliance that I thought the Mythic Titan would be right after the Ninja Tower, and that would have upset me because I was very low on items at the end of that. But as it turned out, all the events got changed around, so there was a pretty good gap between this Mythic Titan and the Ninja Tower. But if you go extremely hard and run out all your items at Wonderland, you're not going to have them for the Mythic Titan. And that's a noteworthy point in my books, because the Mythic Titan has a great payout, but so does Wonderland. Try and beat Wonderland and have some items farmed for the Mythic Titan is my advice there. Mythic Titans are great. I think they're a lot of fun. I think Titans are one of the funner aspects of the game. I'm not great at them. I've broken 100,000 once. Purple is my best color, so Yellow Titans, what we have this month, are my best one. My first hit was 330k. I think that might have been my best Titan hit thus far. Mythic Titan ends on the 24th, and we have the Trials of Shadows, which is Rogue and Sorcerer emblems. Season 4 comes. I can't tell you the featured heroes because they're just not known at this point. Surprise, surprise. Season 4 runs the 25th through the 29th. Probably the end of 3 a.m. on the 29th. Season 4 should be cool. I'm glad they went right from Season 3 to Season 4. Hopefully it's well planned. Oh, the Ninja Tower starts the first day of the month next year. Next year. I don't have too much on Season 4. I've seen some beta breakdown videos by Mr. Spock. That's where I'd recommend going if you want to learn about the Ninja Tower. Not the Ninja Tower, Season 4 rather. I recommend seeing Mr. Spock if you want to learn about Season 4. Beta will tell you a little bit. The stats are always subject to change. Everything I say in these videos is subject to change. Season 4 runs, I will probably do some pulls, but it runs the 25th through the 29th. I don't recommend going pull crazy on the first Season 4. There'll be a few heroes, but they add them in as it gets towards the end of the event, or they make a really good hero that you want to chance at. That's when I recommend doing it. If they make some mammoth hero that's the featured hero, maybe it's a great reason to pull. It's your game. You decide how you want to play. I'm just giving advice. So on the 28th, they have the Trials of Justice for Paladin and Monk emblems. The 30th is Far Home Pass, which gets you Damascus Blades and Compasses on Ascension material for a 5. They're kind of generic that all the 4s and 5s need. All the 4s need compasses. The 5s need them somewhere in that line too, and they need the Damascus Blade. They need the tomes at the very beginning of the month as well. So then in April comes after March. The first day of April is the Ninja Tower and the Trials of Strength, which are for fighter and barbarian emblems. Should be a good month. Should be fun. Stick around if you want a quick breakdown of Wonderland. I always say use reds. The reflect color is green. I always work my reds. Let's see what we got. Again, these can be, everything I use can be found online. Let's see if I can get this open quickly. So you're looking at some great, Wonderland is a good place to do a 10 pull. It's got some great heroes. I haven't even been able to get Shrub. He's a shrub. He's the shrubs in Alice in Wonderland, but he's also a great tank for 3-star events. He taunts and he takes all the damage and he's tanky, so a great 3-star hero that I would like to get. Alice is great. The Hatter's okay. The Hatter's more than okay. The Hatter's very good. Jabberwock is great. The Queen of Diamonds is good. White Rabbit is great. And those are all 5s. So there's a lot of great 5s. I wish they would add more heroes to these events. Maybe Tweedledee and Tweedledum. And it's all subject to change. This event's been around for... I've been playing the game for about a year, and I feel like I've done it 2 or 3 or 4 times. But, I mean, it's great when they added, like, Guardian Bat and Guardian Gazelle to the Guardians of Teltalk. It's great when they add things to the events. There's always ways to add things to the events, I feel. It's great when they add the seasonal new characters in. Talking about the events, you can see the reflect color in the ads. I think I'm going to use mostly red. I'm looking at it quickly and I'm saying red and not blue. Red would be good here. Yellow would probably be good, but purple is strong on yellow, so you want to be careful of that. You won't get your health score up. Red is my #1 color for this event, and my reds are my strongest. I always work my reds because I feel like they're my hardest hitters. I got I got double Namahachis, 3 Rudolphs. You don't want to use minion heroes because they slow down the timer, is what I've heard. I still use them occasionally because they also keep you alive in the end. It's a mixed bag. Hawkmoon costume gives the attack up. You don't want to use green. Greevil's are great heroes, but you don't want to use them here. You've got red, green, purple, yellow, blue. Red seems like the only logical choice on this one. Yellow at times, but mostly red. Probably not blue very often, maybe against the Queen of Hearts, but Nordre, Gunner costume. I don't have the best ads there. I have like Vodnik. I'm seeing red. I'm saying go red all the way. Red is going to be the answer most of the times, and they changed it so you can see the leaderboards teams. They can't change out their teams to trick you. If you're struggling with an event and you look at the leaderboard, sometimes that can be really helpful looking at the leader teams. And it used to be that the leaders who were winning the event changed their teams. But if you looked through it enough, not everybody had the time or energy to change their teams or even cared. So it would be left the way they finished the event. And sometimes you get a great idea for how to do the event. And if you look at early on as they're going through, typically I like to use the same team a lot. I'm lazy about changing my teams. Should be a fun event. Lots of good pulls in it. Wonderland is a great place to pull. Should be a fun month. Looking forward to it. May your game be good and your pulls be lucky. Thank you for watching. Have a great month.